welcome here to Talk FCB and welcome back to a Barca news roundup, guys. And we have plenty once again on the agenda today. We are going to be talking about Miralem Pjanic, who could be closing in on his exit from the club this summer. We're also going to be talking about Ronald Koeman's latest damning assessment of Riqui Puig, plus Eric Garcia's burning determination to get back to Barca immediately after the Olympics and get started on the new season. It is all coming up. So, let's get to it. But if we do start with some big arrivals back in Barcelona this morning in terms of the training session, Jordi Alba, Sergio Busquets and indeed Martin Braithwaite all returned there to training this morning with the team after they had, of course, their extended break due to their participation in Euro 2020. And all three of those players will be travelling to Germany with the squad to face Stuttgart on Saturday. So certainly now we are starting to get most of our first team players back into the swing of things ahead of the new season. Those three there will join Ronald Araujo, who also joined training there quite a few days ago now. He's also going to be involved in Germany. So Araujo, Alba, Busquets and Braithwaite all back now with the team. And there was also one big arrival, not quite back to training yet, but certainly they're arriving back into the city of Barcelona. It is Lionel Messi. He is back now in the city for the first time since the end of the season. Of course, he's gone away to Copa America over the summer. He's returning as a champion with his country. And of course, there he's had his holidays thereafter that success with Argentina. But it's great to see him now back in the city. And of course, although he's not officially our player right now on paper for the coming season, it is still believed that Messi will be training with the team. Apparently there he's going to return on August the 2nd to be back in training. And of course, hopefully, over these coming weeks and hopefully maybe even the coming days, we start to see now some serious progress on those departures from the club, which will then give us the green light to renew Messi and get him back officially in this team. Which, speaking of departures, does bring us on to one of the big culprits, which is Miralem Pjanic. As we discussed on several occasions now throughout the summer, he is a big earner at Barcelona. Absolutely astonishing wages going in the direction there of Pjanic. And of course, it's not just there about the very high wage that's contributing there to our unsustainable wage bill, but of course he's also not in the plans of Ronald Koeman. We have known for quite some time that Pjanic would need to move on this summer, and he's well aware of that if he wants to be playing regular football. Now, throughout the summer, we did hear originally about some interest from Tottenham in the Premier League. They were apparently very keen on signing Pjanic this summer as they look there to bolster their squad under their new coach. But that was a move there that never really got off the ground, due again to those big wages on the side of Pjanic. Even the likes of the Premier League money, they were not going to be able to get near those wages. But the strongest interest throughout, without a question, has come there from his former club Juventus. That's always seemed as though it was going to be the most likely destination for Pjanic, and most likely right now we are discussing a loan deal with Juventus. Could be 1 year, could be 2 years there. Barca aren't too worried about getting a transfer fee, anything like that. All they want to do is remove his wages, but Barca don't want to contribute a single euro towards them for Juve. And according to the Italian media right now, the move for Pjanic in terms of Juventus is moving along very nicely, but even to go back to Juve, Pjanic would still need to accept there's some sort of wage reduction, because even Juve could not get near that salary. They would not match his exact salary right now at Barcelona. But in terms of playing regular football, in terms of the chance there to go back to his former team, playing of course under a coach who really trusted in him, in Max Allegri, hopefully Pjanic is going to be willing to make that sacrifice. And according to Allegri himself, maybe the move is really close. Because when Max Allegri was speaking at a press conference on Tuesday, he was basically talking about set-piece takers and good free-kick takers that Juventus had in their squad right now. He was talking about Cristiano. He said he's great at shooting from distance. He said Dybala is good from close range. He said one of them is right-footed, one of them is left-footed. But then he went on to say, and we might also sign another right-footed player who's good from free kicks. We're working on that. And of course that does seem as though it's definitely Pjanic that Allegri has in mind, given that we know Pjanic is a set-piece specialist. But I do want to move on now to Ronald Koeman, and in particular, some of the thoughts that he's had throughout the pre-season so far, with RAC1 coming out with quite a detailed report there on several things that Ronald Koeman has actually reported back to Joan Laporta following Barca's first 2 pre-season matches over the past week or so, particularly there regarding his assessment of the younger talents that we have seen in action. Because firstly, when it comes to Iñaki Peña, who at first this summer it appeared that Ronald Koeman had real doubts about Iñaki Peña actually replacing Neto in the first team. Apparently there Koeman wasn't really happy about that. He would have rathered another goalkeeper come in. However, after seeing Iñaki Peña, I feel a lot more closely over the past few weeks, and of course given the performances that he showed in pre-season, he has been very, very solid. Ronald Koeman now would be satisfied with Iñaki Peña moving up to the first team, becoming the number 2. Koeman is now happy with that, but of course that's only providing that we're able to find a club for Neto and manage to offload him, which isn't proving easy in the coming weeks. Then though, Ronald Koeman moved on to midfielders, because obviously over the past 2 games we've all been seriously impressed. I would say one of the standout players from pre-season so far, it is 16-year-old GAVI, who in midfield has shown incredible composure. He's shown real maturity to step up here and perform as he has done in the Barcelona first team, and quite clearly that promise, that quality that he's been showing has not gone unnoticed by his coach, but has it come at somebody else's expense? Because RAC1 right now claim that Ronald Koeman told Joan Laporta that he's absolutely in love with GAVI's game. He loves the way that he plays. He's also been so impressed with his form in pre-season. And RAC1 say that Ronald Koeman went on to tell Laporta that he actually ranks GAVI right now ahead of Riqui Puig in the pecking order right now in the first team. And that's a big statement. Like I say, we've all been very, very impressed with GAVI. Of course, he's still young. We don't want to rush him. We don't want to put too much pressure on him too soon. But if that were to be true there from RAC1, Koeman telling Laporta already GAVI, he feels, is ahead of Puig, that would be another blow to Riqui. And I'm just wondering there, what do you think of that statement? Is it fair? And what would you do with a 16-year-old in the coming season? Finally though guys, I do want to talk to you about another exciting young player, somebody of course who is a new signing at the club, but we haven't yet seen him in pre-season because of Eric Garcia's participation at the Olympic Games. Because so far at the Olympics in Tokyo, Eric Garcia has indeed started all 3 of Spain's group matches, and they've been very, very strong defensively. Indeed, very, very few chances that they've allowed there with the partnership of Eric Garcia and also Pau Torres, those 2 continuing their good form alongside each other, which is really, really good to see, because I thought Eric Garcia had a good Euro 2020, he had some real promise there, gaining experience of course, and also having some much needed game time. I know he's following it up with some more promise at the Olympics. And what's even more encouraging for me is the fact that on Tuesday, Eric Garcia confirmed that after the Olympics is over, he won't be taking a holiday. He will not be having there any extended break, any time to recover from the hectic summer that he has had. He is planning there on getting straight back to Barca, getting back into training and making himself available for selection for Ronald Koeman as soon as he possibly can, which is really, really good news and a big boost there for Koeman. I've got no doubt about that, and I think it's a good decision too, because obviously, yes, throughout the summer, it's been busy for Eric Garcia, the Euros, now the Olympics, but of course, let's not forget, he didn't play that much during the regular season. At Man City, of course, he wasn't really given much game time at all by Pep Guardiola, which means that now he's still pretty fresh, and actually you would say he would be more up to speed than probably anybody else in our defence right now, coming off the back there of 2 international championships, jumping straight back into training, and I think Eric Garcia, he'll be putting himself in a really good place ahead of the new season. So that there, guys, is the news from today's video. Please do let me know your thoughts in the comments down below there on the return of Lionel Messi. How do you feel there, seeing him back in the city? And hopefully, like I say, we do have some positive news on his renewal soon. Please also let me know your thoughts on Pjanic. Do you feel as though that exit to Juventus will indeed finally get the go-ahead? And what do you make there of Ronald Koeman's thoughts on GAVI? And as a result, Riqui Puig? Leave all of those feelings in the comments down below. I'll be seeing you soon, of course, with plenty more to come. Thank you indeed, as always, for watching, guys. But until next time, as always, Vizca. El Barça!